Hello, Slim Middle. Welcome back to another episode of the SMS Buzz. I'm your host, Pedro Brandao.
And I'm your host, Sachdeva. In today's episode, we'll be looking at Geek Weekly and tips and tricks in the hotspot. Let's jump right into the news.
As we get closer to the end of the school year, although it may seem far away, the 8th grade is starting to prepare for high school.
Any 8th graders who want to take the Honors English 9 placement test can go to the cafeteria at 3 p.m. on either January 30th or February 5th. If you enjoy or want to feel challenged in English, Honors English 9 is a faster-paced English class that you may want to take the test for.
Also, on February 4th, the Saline High School will be hosting the Class of 2024 Transition Night at 6 p.m. in the Ellen Ewig Performing Arts Center. Building tours and scheduling information will be shared so that this year's 8th graders can have a smooth transition into high school.
Now, let's run it over to Brady Nachtrieb for Geek Weekly.
Welcome back to Geek Weekly, the weekly show that isn't always weekly. I'm Brady Nachtrieb, your host for this segment. Without further ado, let's just get into it already. You may have heard some news about the brand new Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker. It released on December 20th, 2019 to very mixed reviews. It was intended as the 9th and final film as a bombastic ending to tie up loose ends and close the book on the Skywalker saga. Not to mention, the Game Awards took place recently, with the winner being Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Additional information was released about the brand new Xbox Series X console. Its design is one akin to a desktop computer, with a controller largely unchanged. However, all the changes come from the inside on the sheer power of the system, sporting potential of 8K resolution, ray tracing, 120Hz frame rates, a custom-designed processor, and to top it all off, it is compatible with most of or all of your Xbox games and accessories. On the other hand, the PlayStation 5 logo was revealed at CES this year. The logo stays relatively similar to the others, and at CES, no further information was told. However, at other events before CES, certain details were revealed, such as the SSD and holiday 2020 release date. The PlayStation 5 stays relatively elusive at the moment. More details will be discussed as they are released. And finally, on Tuesday the 14th, a surprise announcement was made by Nintendo saying that they would showcase the final fighter for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass. This was revealed on the following Thursday to be Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses. The character releases on January 28th for $5.99 or with the purchase of the Smash Ultimate Fighters Pass. Not to mention, they also announced the Smash Ultimate Fighters Pass number 2, featuring 6 new fighters for the game. With that being said, that's Geek Weekly. This is Brady Nachtrieb, signing off.
Thanks for that segment, Brady. It's good to have Geek Weekly back in the new decade.
Now, we'll acknowledge the January students of the month. In 6th grade, there are Danica Rake-Dennis, Yohi Karuda, Bryce Barbarino, and Ruby Bogdasarian.
Allison Gerdes, Chris Carroll, Eric Friedholm, Chase Johansson, and Devin Freeland are the 7th grade students of the month.
In 8th grade, Cindy Esquivel, Tanith Hohenberger, Jason Lepascu, and Malika Eisman are the students of the month.
Now let's look at tips and tricks, where we have a few helpful hacks to show you in the library.
Tips and Tricks is back with some helpful hints. While Edison is a model student, Sarah is, well, not as much. Let's look at their trip to the hotspot.
This book looks good. Never mind.
There's a lot of cool books here. I wonder which one I should pick. This one looks pretty cool. Not really my kind of thing.
I don't think anyone will mind if I take this book.
You know, Artemis Fowl has always been one of my favorites. I think I'm going to check this one out.
Red dot of doom connects you with the district, and you're under the umbrella.
Oh, so once it goes away.
And it takes 90 to 100.
Alright, I'm done with this book.
Okay guys, this is like a really good book, but I'm about done with it for now, so I'm gonna have to return this.
I'll just cut through the hotspot.
I have my next class on the other side of the school, but I really don't want to interrupt anyone's learning in there, so I'm gonna have to go around. She's like so annoying. Like, I don't understand how she can just do that in here. That's not what this space is for. I don't understand how they can just play ping pong during school hours. That's not allowed.
It looks like Sarah still has some things to work on. Maybe she can learn a thing or two for medicine. The hotspot is a great place to work, but make sure you treat it with respect. By the way, you can find bookmarkers by the checkout stations. Be sure to make use of them. Now, let's head back to the studio.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us for SMS Buzz. Starting off, I'm Pedro Brandao.
And I'm Sachdeva. Join us next time where we'll be covering more news. Stay classy, Celine!